La 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 la. What started the Middle Ages was what happened right before. Rome was weak, and then came Attila, knocking down those doors. Everyone was so afraid they wanted to be safe. So the big strong knights put up a fight and built castles along the way. La 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 la. If you lived in a castle, you might be a king or queen. Your job to protect the people who lived outside in your reign. Servants, monks, knights, and everyone toiled for you each day. It all went well for 1,000 years, and then along came the plague. La 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 la. In 4 short years, the Black Death killed 20 million souls. Rich and poor, king and queen, all people, young and old. Fire swept through the land and stopped that evil plague. When the people rebuilt and started fresh, that ended the Middle Age. La 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 la. Now you know the story of those medieval days. Let's take another look at their medieval ways. What they wore and what they ate and what they did for fun. You'll be surprised and oh so wise when we are all done. Be surprised and oh so wise when we are all done. Let me hear you. La 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 la. We all know that kings and queens lived in castles, right? Let's talk about this castle. Students, do you live in a house that's made out of stone? No. Do you have teeny tiny little windows in your castle that don't have any glass on them? And bugs and birds and all sorts of things can fly in there and go on for days. They would bring what they had to sell. Maybe it was animals. Maybe mom had made something, a quilt to sell. During the day, they would sell things. They would buy things. They would meet new people. They would find out all the news, all the gossip. But at night, oh my goodness, it was dancing and singing and partying. Oh my God, afford everything that he had to have to be a knight. Students, you know what they called them back then? Tanks. They called them medieval tanks because they were completely covered with metal, and so was their horse. Students, when they went into battle with the enemy, you have to remember that they were on a horse, weren't they? And everybody else was down standing. So they were way above everybody else, and all the enemy could see them from far, far away. So it was very important that the knight was completely protected from top to bottom with something that was going to not allow arrows or swords or anything else to kill him, or his horse. Now let's talk about how you became. Are there any people in here that would like to become a medieval knight? I think so. All right, let's talk about how it happened as your knight. And I'm going to tap my sword on one shoulder and then on the other shoulder. And I'm going to say, you are now Sir Chandler. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a chain around his neck, and I'm going to put spurs on his boots. And then you know what's going to happen? I'm going to say, rise, Sir Chandler. And you're going to stand up, and you know what's going to happen next? You know, I'm not going to do this to you, I promise. The knight is going to haul back, and he's going to hit him as hard as he possibly can. He's going to hit him so hard, he's going to knock him flat on the ground. Isn't that mean? Aren't you glad I didn't do that? Why is he doing that? Then he's going to go over, he's going to help him stand back up again, and he's going to say, Sir Chandler, this was the only blow that you will ever take again in your life. Opportunity to talk about a day in the life of a medieval king and queen, a medieval peasant and serf, a medieval monk and nun, and a medieval knight. Have you decided, students, which group that you would like to be when you come back to the Middle Ages with me? Now, students, I'm going to ask you one more time. We have a special way of saying goodbye and thank you in the Middle Ages. Would you like to